The value is needed to determine market value, also to obtain a mortgage, right? There's other reasons why the value may be needed, but one of the main reasons that we are 90% called upon is to assist with our clients to get a mortgage, right? And with that being said, the financial institutions now will want you to provide a valuation because they want the valuation surveyor to identify all risks associated with the given investment because they are investing in the property as well. So what does the mortgage company focus on? They focus on the property value, which is the market value, the condition of the property that relates to the state of repairs, whether the place want paint or if there's a leak, termites, stuff like that. That affects the decision of the mortgage company. Remember that the mortgage company is also making an investment. They are also purchasing. So they need to know what they're getting themselves involved in. The mortgage company will also look at the legal particulars. Please note, all these things are within the valuation report. So they will look at the legal particulars. Is there a mortgage, right? Is there easement? Is there, what are the restrictive covenants? These things relate to the legal particulars, right? Land use and zoning. Is the area commercial? Is the area residential? Some institutions don't give 100% financing for commercial, right? But they do for residential. The valuation report will determine that, right? The area where the property is located. Is it a volatile area? Is it a area that is served with light and water? These things are very, very important. Durability of the structure. That relates to like the age of the building, right? How long ago has this building been built? Because that relates to your payment, because you will have a certain amount of years to pay back your mortgage. But if the lifespan of the building is depleting, then that will minimize your time period for your mortgage, right? The makeup structure of the property. Is it a zinc roof, right? Is it a dechromatic tile? Is it clay tiles? Stuff like that. Or can these things be easily replaced as it relates to insurance, right? Because there's an aspect of the report that speaks to replacement cost, which also will be used to determine your mortgage payment, because the property has to be insured, right? And also the market demand. What is the demand for that section of that specific section of the area that you are located, right? The valuer will advise the bank. On the valuer's advice, the bank will decide to buy into the investment, which is basically a purchase. So it is very important to do a valuation report before buying because it identifies all the risks associated with the property, every single risk, right? Is the property going to, is the area going to be deplete in a number of years? Is the building going to be in a bad state in a few years' time? All these things can be reported within the valuation report, right? So the valuer, very important, identify all risks associated with the property. Now, please note, a valuation report should not be done after you sign your sales agreement. I have met upon this several times where the valuation report is signed after you have signed your sales agreement, and now you call the valuer and say, Mr. Taylor, please can you make sure that you value my place for 25 million because I signed the sale agreement for 25 million. That should not be the case, right? You should seek the valuer first, right, to make sure that the property is worth what you are buying it for, right? As I think was mentioned before, in the attorney's section that you need to you don't want, when you have signed a sales agreement for 25 million, you go and get the valuation done now and the property value 20 million. You will have to now find that difference, right? And some banks will not necessarily give you the full 20 million. Some of them will give you 80% of the 20 million or 70% of the 20 million. So you would really want the property to value over what you are buying it for before you sign that sales agreement, or the same amount at least, right? So please make note of that. Do the valuation before signing the sales agreement, and not only the valuation, do the survey report first. I say this to clients all the time. You will pay $30,000 for a valuation and you will pay $45,000 for a survey, and at the end of the day that saves you $5 million. I was doing a valuation in Green Acres and the client wanted $28 million for the property. The purchaser called me in before signing the sales agreement and I came out at $25 million. The owner then said, I don't agree because I want $28 million, and got their own valuation survey. That valuation surveyor came out at $25 million. Sales agreement was signed at $25 million. That gentleman saved $3 million just by spending a little bit of money on a valuation and a survey, right? So you have to look at, you can't be penny wise and pound foolish, right? You have to make sure that you start the race off the right way. So in conclusion, a valuation is a critical element of the real estate process. It allows the seller to determine his highest return on their asset and allows the purchaser to mitigate against all risks associated with the type of investment. It is very important, ladies and gentlemen, that you consult with a valuation surveyor that is trained to do research on real estate to assist you in arriving at an accurate price, not only price, but value for the property. It is very important that you consult with us, consult with member valuers that are associated with an association that continues to train professionals, and same goes for LSAJ.